I just wonder with the coming hearings, Dan's tweet was it coalesced Republicans around, hey, listen, these nominations have to go through. Do you think it sort of broke through the fracture, and we'll see that with early confirmations of the appointees?
I think it helps every other nominee for three reasons. One is they now have a template about how to do this, how to prepare, how to pack the room with supporters, how to work the chair of the committee, how to make sure everybody's got statements the way Sean cited. Number two, there's momentum now. There's just this notion of the train's leaving. Let's get everybody confirmed. Let's get the government up and running. And number three is these Republican sort of pressure for unity, like you don't want to cross Trump. Like Joni Ernst set that template. Don't cross Trump. So I think it helps them all. I still think Tulsi Gabbard is currently the most endangered, but I still think she's going to make it. Sean.
I think it'll be interesting too. The one thing that we're leaving out, I think everything we said about the hearing is absolutely right in terms of the template. But just remember that there's only so many resources. Having been through this process at a very high level before, you're kind of marshaling all your resources for some of the big ones, right? So you've got to be careful that at the same time you're not exposing, like for example, Chris Wright's up for energy today. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I don't think he's going to have the full set of resources that you did for Hegseth yesterday. And now he also won't have the attention, but this is sort of an interesting thing because suddenly somebody foot faults and can you pounce on that, right? So I think that what's going to be interesting today is you got 6 of these folks up there, right. So all eyes are on Pam Bondi. But what happened?
You're looking live at the Senate Judiciary Committee. Pam Bondi getting roadblock coverage. Partial Ginsburg. Sean, sorry, go ahead. We'll just
but again, you got to your point. You have all the pieces of the puzzle, right? Grassley's been through this a bunch in this hearing that we're looking at now. He's going to be a great ally. He understands the process. He's got a great team around him that has been through this process before. But not every nominee is going to have the luxury of a Roger Wicker running the Senate Armed Services Committee and a team like Chuck Grassley has at Judiciary, right? So I only say that because this is an interesting dynamic that it's not like you take the same team. It's like playing a one team and then assuming you can just use the same strategy when you play the next team. There's a different board that's going to come, when each of these nominees come up, depending on the committee, the Republicans on the committee, the Democrats on the committee, and whether it's going to get TV coverage or not. So it's, like I said, having been through this, you've got to fight a bunch of different things going on at the same time. And it's a very challenging environment for the people leading the transition to keep that in mind.
Dan.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how the Democrats regroup here. Hopefully it's not kind of Al Gore in 2000, where in the second debate, he so overcorrected that it was, kind of almost equally as embarrassing. So, how do Democrats now approach these next hearings? I think the other thing is, look, give Trump credit. Like, he tends to pick people who are good on television, who are kind of understand the performative side of politics. I mean, Pam Bondi looks like she's out of central casting, right? She is comfortable in front of a camera. She is not going to be intimidated by a hearing. So I think he puts up people who tend to be big game players a little bit in terms of being in the spotlight. But I think, there will be Democrats who will learn from this and approach. And as Sean's point, when there's an opportunity, think fast on your feet, exploit it, but do it in a kind of, aggressive yet respectful way.